Right.
Hello and welcome back to Week 18. Before we start this video, a moment of silence for Damar Hamlin. And hope he gets better. That was really sad the other night, and let's hope he's okay.
Amen.
Amen. Hey guys, now we're back, Week 18.
Week 18!
And
we have a special guest.
Dibby.
Dibby's here.
Yep.
Say hi, Dibby.
And Dibby's gonna predict this week.
Is he?
He is.
All the games?
All of them.
Uh-oh. Oh, and I'm out, so he's the D.
No.
And I'm out. I'm way ahead. I
he's
actually
just gonna
have,
predict.
funny enough, I have a 14-game lead, so I could just pass on all the predictions and probably still win.
You want to?
No, of course
to go
not.
undefeated.
I'm too competitive to do that.
Remember we include playoffs.
Yeah, right. We include playoffs.
So maybe if you get
But
them
I got a
all
14-game lead.
wrong, I get
folks.
like half them right, then
So not only is it week 18 of the NFL season that flew by, as it
Yeah,
always
it did.
does, it's also 2023. So happy New Year to all of you out there in the internet world. From the bottom of Benny and my hearts, we wish you, and Dibs, we wish you all the happiest of New Year's in 2023. And here we go, last week of the season, and we're outside on a 60-degree day in January. How do you like that?
and so the fantasy awards are still undecided due to the game being postponed Monday night. So the awards will be presented next week.
All right.
Now we are on to the games. First game Saturday at 4:30. It's the Raiders. It's the Chiefs. Can the Raiders do it? The Chiefs are going to have the
Raiders stop the
1
Chiefs?
seed, but if
Raiders looked really good with Jarrett Stidham, even though they did end up losing their game.
the Raiders can win, then if the Raiders can win, what does that mean? The Chiefs likely to still have the 1 seed, but if the Bills play the Pats, if they can beat the Pats, then they'd win it by a tie, because I'm going to assume they give them a tie for Bengals-Bills. And so the Bills would be 13-3-1, and the Chiefs would be 13-4. That would also put the Bengals out of getting the 1 seed, which would suck. But yeah. So we are on to week number 18, and I don't know why I just said that, but yeah, the Raiders, Chiefs. Can the Raiders do it? They've had a few impressive wins. They did just lose to the Niners in a good game.
Yeah, and Jarrett Stidham looked really good as their new QB1.
Also, it was his first game though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
right, but he looked good against a tough team.
A lot of times
Against a team with a great
new
team.
quarterbacks play the Chiefs, I'm afraid it's going to happen again to Stidham. I think the Raiders are going to make this exciting game though, but
Now, is there a chance the Chiefs rest anyone? Probably
No.
not in this day and age, right?
no.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are just too good. They've been able to beat every team except the Bengals, Bills, and the Colts. And how they lost to the Colts earlier this year. So actually maybe, but no, they're just too good at this point. They lost the Colts when they were trying to put themselves together, but this day and age, I gotta go Chiefs here, and I think the Raiders will make it a good game. Chiefs 28 to the Raiders 25.
I think that this is the game that's going to surprise everyone, and the Raiders are going to get a big win against the Chiefs, and it's going to be very last minute.
One game closer than them.
And I think the Raiders are going to somehow pull out a victory. I think Stidham does it again, but this time he gets the W. And the Raiders sail off into the postseason. Into the off season, just before they sign Tom Brady, and he becomes a Raider next year. But I'm going Raiders over the Chiefs, 31-28. Being bold, folks. There's an 8 o'clock game. The only games that mean anything are the later and prime time games.
I have to let Dibby go.
Bye to Dibby.
Go Commanders!
Go Commanders! They're out of the playoffs already, Dibby. He's a big Commanders
fan.
fan.
Actually, no, it's Coco.
Oh.
did play
So
the Chiefs.
the Titans and the Jaguars are playing in Jacksonville for, I guess, the only other game that means anything, or one of the few that mean something, for a playoff spot, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that right? Right now the Jaguars hold it, but I believe if the Titans win this game that they will get it and the Jaguars would be out.
Okay, so let's get started on this one. The Jaguars have looked great. They've on a roll. The Titans don't even have Tannehill. Derrick Henry is out. Josh Dobbs is going to be in as quarterback. Could they pull out the miracle with Josh Dobbs?
And no Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And not the best receiving core. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't think
And
it's
the
even-
Jags have been on a run. And
I think the Titans are going to make it exciting in the first half, but when I get to the second half, the Jaguars will take control, and I see the Jags winning it 31-19.
I don't even think it's going to be that close, but I see the Jags commanding this game, and the Titans not really competing because they just don't have the team. They're too injured. I'm going to go Jags here, 24, Titans 10.
So that is close. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we got
Sunday. All the rest of the games happen on Sunday.
Mac Jones's Bills taking on
Mac Jones's Patriots.
Patriots taking on the Bills. It's a must-win.
It's a must-win. If the Pats win, they're in.
I don't think we're gonna win, but there's only one way I think we can win. If the Bills don't play this game,
Or they rest.
they're
Right,
not
but now,
gonna
I mean, now
rest.
because the Bills-Bengals game got postponed from last
Actually,
week, this
they
game
may-
has a whole bunch of new meanings.
They may West according to the outcome of this game, so they could West.
That's true.
If the Chiefs lose, actually no, but then they would be 13. They still would need a win to get the 1 seed, if assuming they have the tie, and that's what I'm going with.
Mhm.
Them getting the tie
Mm.
or the same record. They need it to win. So I'm going. This game's not gonna happen.
What?
And I think the Pats
no,
are
you
gonna
can't.
win
That's like
by
predicting a
default.
tie.
Nah.
No, this game is gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know if it will happen or not, but if it does, I'm gonna say Bills 31 to the Pats 13. It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to see the Pats win this game, I just don't see it happening.
However,
now the Bills have something to play for. They want that number 1 seed, and they're going to be playing for it. And they're at home. And the Pats, while they do have a good defense, the offense, which is starting to look a little better, it's still not quite so good. I'm going to go Bills here, 27-21.
that's actually close.
Yeah,
I would hope.
I hope so. I hope even more than that. I hope that the Patriots somehow
I still think the
get a victory.
Pats can make the playoffs.
They have, right. If 3 teams lose, is that right?
I think they're gonna get really close to it, but
If the Dolphins lose,
I think one team's
the
gonna
Steelers lose,
Yeah.
and who else has to lose?
win. The Ravens? No.
The Ravens?
no,
No, not the Ravens.
Maybe that's it.
Well, the Ravens already.
The Titans
The Titans. Okay.
or Jaguars. If they, I guess if
Well, either the Titans or the Jaguars, one of them
Oh.
will lose.
yeah. So I think
Yeah, there's a 3-team scenario. I actually have it in my phone. I could look it up and tell you straight up because I saved it when I was learning. If the Dolphins beat the Jets, the Steelers. No, I'm sorry. If the Dolphins lose, the Steelers lose, and the Titans lose, then the Patriots could get in with a loss.
and the Titans lose.
Yeah. So, hey, you never know. You never know. It's possible. Dolphins don't have much going on. They got no Tua. So, and the Jets, trying to look good every week. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I think we'll come close.
I think the Titans loss is, and the
I don't
Steelers.
really-
I don't know if the Steelers are going to lose to the
No,
Browns.
I don't think they
I don't
are.
think that's
I
the
think
one that gets me.
spoils that's
I
gonna
think
spoil
would
my
spoil
pick.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back on track. What are you up to?
Buccaneers, Falcons.
Buccaneers, Falcons, and
Falcons, really.
Yeah, I
said
know.
Falcons
You said
for some reason.
And the Falcons have sucked.
The Buccaneers just clinched their playoff berth last week, right?
You know
By
what?
beating the Panthers.
This would
So
be,
Brady is in the playoffs.
This usually would be when they'd. I don't know. Will the Falcons win, Falcons win, and I doubt it. I don't know. I think it's gonna be another Brady game that comes down to the wire, even though it really should be a blowout. And I think the Falcons are gonna lose. I think the Falcons are also gonna lose.
And the Falcons, and the Falcons, and the
Yeah.
Falcons, and the Falcons.
I think the Bucks are gonna beat the Falcons 34-28 in overtime.
Wow.
Have you noticed any connections to that?
34-28, that's the Super Bowl score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons will be
'Cause
winning 28
But
to
there's no
3.
Matt Ryan on the Falcons.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I don't see this game being
think
much
it'll just
of
be a
a game
clinch
that
game.
matters for anyone. And I see,
Just be a shootout.
honestly, I see this game being kind of boring. And if I see somebody win, I'm going to go Buccaneers win at 13-10 on a boring one.
I don't think Brady ever loses to the Falcons.
The Vikings, who had a very disappointing loss last week.
Every time they lose like that bad.
Uh,
They've lost 3
going
games.
to Chicago to play the Bears.
That bad.
Vikings are still a good playoff team. They're coming in at 12-4. The Bears are kind of playing for the number 1 pick. They're 3-13. And the Texans, who have the worst record, are playing the Colts, who also have a bad record. So, I mean, the number 1 pick is up for grabs, and the Bears have already announced that they're sitting Justin Fields.
So the Vikings have had every game really close, or it's been a blowout, the other team. So it's hard to predict the Vikings blowing the Bears out, so that's why I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have the Bears scoring 10 points and the Vikings scoring 16. The Bears having a chance to win at the end, but then blowing it because they want the number 1 pick.
I could see something like that happening.
Because they see on the board Texans win.
I
And
could
they
see
just need
something
it.
like that. I do think that if the Vikings get out to an early lead, that they probably will start to rest their players. I don't think the Bears have a chance in this game, and I see the Vikings getting the win here. But I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be a 17-7 victory over the
Every
Bears.
game the Vikings have won this year has been a 1-score game. That would
Oh
be
wow!
amazing.
So
That'd be really
my
close.
prediction would not be correct in my
Yeah.
reason.
That's why I went 16-10.
All right, so this is one of the games that could be good this week. The Ravens going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals.
And this one really could be dagger. But the Ravens,
Both teams are playoff bound.
yeah.
Right now, it's just
Well,
seeding.
Ravens,
really.
Lamar's still out. And the Bengals
Yeah.
need to win this to get in the playoffs. I think the Bengals are going to win this handily. And I think they have a prove-it game. I think it's like 28-0 at half. But, like, I think the final score is going to be like 38-13.
Whoa.
Bengals are going to have a great game. Burrow's going to go 5 touchdown passes and have a great finale of the year.
I don't know. I feel like whenever it's AFC North, right?
Yeah.
Whenever the AFC North plays, all their games are like
Yeah,
boring
good
field
point.
goal type games
Yeah,
and
good-
low
I didn't
scoring.
think of that.
And I just feel like this might be another instance of that. And I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be close, but I do think that the Bengals come out on top here, 17-14.
I don't know. When these guys play, it's a bit more. But usually Steelers and Browns have been like that all those games. But
What is bound to be the game of 2023, the Texans
best game.
taking on the
Yeah.
Colts in Indy,
The 2 best teams.
the 2 of the worst teams in the
Yeah.
league.
No, the 2 worst, I'd say.
Well, the Bears are technically worse than the Colts.
Yeah, well, they're a better roster. Well, I think the Colts, after that 33-0 game, they're going to lose out. I think they lose again this week, 19-13. It's a ugly one.
Colts lose to the Texans, 19-13.
And I think the Colts want to spoil the 1 pick for the Texans because there's a good quarterback in this
the
draft.
Texans have been playing pretty good ball.
Yeah.
And they've lost some games by just like a couple of points where they could have won
There's a few great quarterbacks.
against
and
some
the
good teams.
Colts want to get the lowest pick as possible in the draft. I think they're both going to be trying to lose. But I think at the end, the Texans will be too good to lose in this scenario.
The Colts looked exciting that first week that they had Jeff Saturday after they fired the coach, and then that huge loss to the Vikings.
Or the Cowboys
And ever
and
since
the
it's like,
Vikings.
well, yeah, I mean, like crappy wappy.
Yeah.
And I could see I could see the Texans getting a victory here, and the Bears sliding into the number 1 pick. So I'm gonna go Texans 24, Colts 17.
Alright, next step. For the Patriots to get in the playoffs, if they lose, which they probably will, the Dolphins gotta lose to the Jets. I think my Jets are gonna come out and do it. They're gonna get a win. I know
No Miami Miracle.
Yeah, no, I think
Not this year?
Tua's out a lot.
Tua's
yeah,
out.
They have they just signed
And even
Mike
Bridgewater's
Glennon.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, they just signed Mike Glennon, and the third guy's out as well. So they signed Mike Glennon, which has not had a good history, and I guess he always finds a way to start a game every year. So I guess this is the game. I'm like, oh, maybe 1 year where he doesn't
I
start.
heard they
but
signed
sure
him to the practice squad.
Yeah, they signed the active roster.
Well, maybe they. Oh wow. Okay.
because they needed someone.
So it doesn't look good for the Dolphins.
So
And the Jets have been playing some good ball.
yeah, but have they?
Have they? This is
last
the newest, biggest Jet fan
2
around.
games have been horrible. So I'm going Jets.
Woo!
But I think it's gonna be like a 13-6 game.
Ah.
Pretty ugly.
Jets winning 13-6, eh?
Yep.
I like it. I'm going to go Jets here, too. I think their defense gets the better of the Dolphins, who are definitely hurting. I'm going to go Jets 14-7.
We have to do it once every week.
Always. All right.
So next up, we
Panthers
got
going to New Orleans to take on the Saints.
both these teams playing for nothing.
Nothing. They're both out of the playoffs.
And the Saints should be tanking for a quarterback, but they just now they're winning after the coach has made all the mistakes. They need to fire this guy, and they why is
There's
he
all
not?
these rumors of Sean Payton getting ready to come back into the league.
That'd be good. I don't think he's going back to the Saints
I don't
though.
know where he's
'cause
going.
This guy, what's his name? I forget what his name is, but he's really messed up the Saints. Dennis Allen has really messed up the Saints, and it's just a shame. The Saints are going to suffer for years now. I doubt Winston's going to want to come back. Winston's a starter. A few years ago, I know I would have said something different, but Winston's a good player. He's much better than Andy Dalton, at least, and Andy Dalton's just done really bad. The reason why they've been able to win is because of lucky defensive turns, and sadly, I think they're going to win again and blow it and make it so they suck even more next year because they're not going to be able to get a high draft pick and a good quarterback. And they passed on Kenny Pickett, which really pissed me off. They could have gotten a great quarterback in Kenny Pickett. But
Remains to be seen how good Kenny Pickett is.
well, he could get his team to the playoffs. So yeah. So Kenny Pickett, the Saints could have gotten Kenny Pickett. He could have been the next Drew Brees, but too bad.
You know what? I think they should go all in on Taysom Hill because I think that guy's amazing.
Well, they made him tight end. The coach made
I'm
him
just
tight end.
saying.
And he's barely played all year. He's played in 2 or
But
3
he's played a
games.
couple of games where he's made a huge contribution and had some big games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Smells good.
Now it's been Andy Dalton.
Neighbor's cooking up something that smells yummy.
Yeah. Well, Andy Dalton sucked. And Andy Dalton's just not a good quarterback. And he's somehow going to find a way to
Used to
win
be
it.
good, but it's been.
No, he's not ever
No,
good.
it's not.
Good because that team's defense. But I'm going to say... it's going to be a heartbreaker. Saints 13 to the Panthers 10.
Oof. Man, the Panthers trade away Christian McCaffrey, basically sell off everything, and then start being good. And they were they were eligible to make the playoffs just up until last week, and they had a lead over the Buccaneers. And then Tom Brady led the Buccaneers back and won the game, which put the Buccaneers into the playoffs and sent the Panthers packing. But the Panthers have something to prove. They and somehow have managed to get it together, and they're gonna pull off another victory here, and they're gonna do it against the Saints. And
I'd love to see it, but
I think the Panthers are gonna come out on top here, 18-12.
because the Saints need a new quarterback. The Panthers don't. So the Panthers are good in the QB position. I think they have a good guy. They just need the right coach and give him playing time. This guy is better than Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold has looked better than Baker Mayfield throughout his career. He's just been unlucky at what teams he's been on. And maybe with the white coach, the guy from Georgia, going to the Panthers, and of course Sam Darnold is really familiar with that guy because he was He was from, what was that college he went to? I know they went from the same college. Those guys could be together, and they could make it far. Like, we've seen it before with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I would love to see it with Sam Darnold, of course, because I met him, kind of. So, yeah. So
No one's writing the book on him yet.
But that would be pretty good. Georgia, well, the guy maybe, yeah, he go to the Panthers, and if he goes somewhere else, they'll probably wind up trading for him anyway. But yeah.
Last of our 1 o'clock games on Sunday has the Browns at 7-9 going to Pittsburgh to take on the 8-8 Steelers, who are vying for a playoff spot.
I think it'll be 7-10 Browns going into the fourth, and I think Pickett will drive it down again to win it 14-10.
Wow.
It'll be another low-scoring game for the Steelers, but it's low-scoring worth it when they win it.
I'm thinking that...
And the Steelers are going to the playoffs.
I'm thinking the Browns still want to prove that they're no slouches. And I like the Pats backing into the playoffs. So I'm going to go Browns here. And the Steelers do not make it into the playoffs. And they lose here 14-13 in a close one.
Oh, wow.
4 o'clock games on Sunday.
Wait, I want to
We
say
got
something
5.
first.
All right.
Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in his career.
Ooh, really?
So that's why it's hard to predict against them, especially because they made this comeback. It's like bound to happen. He cannot have a losing season. The Steelers can't have a losing season. The Steelers have somehow made a comeback to get into the playoff hunt, and it looks like it's, what else are they supposed to do? Lose this game to the Browns, which are like sitting a lot of their players besides Nick Chubb, because they want Nick Chubb to break the yard record, but they're probably gonna run the ball a lot, and that's how Steelers win. So
The Steelers do tend to find a way. Somehow they're always in the conversation.
So I'll always take a game over them,
Okay.
because I'll have one game closer now.
All right. But
Sure.
if we're talking that, I do have a 14-game lead going into Week 17, so that's pretty exciting. No, I'm sorry, through Week 17. I got 146 correct wins predicted, and he's got 132. Just to put that out there in the world, in the universe, and let it resonate and float around for everyone to know. All right. Sunday at 4 o'clock. Giants and Eagles in Philly. A game that, once again, doesn't mean much because both these teams are playoff bound.
Wait, no, it does.
Oh, it does? Tell
Yeah.
me. Why?
So if the Eagles lose
Yeah.
and the Cowboys win,
the Cowboys.
the Cowboys would win the division. If the Niners win, the Niners get the 1 seed. If the Niners were to lose, the Cowboys
Oh,
would get the
whoa,
1
hello.
seed.
Look at
I
all
don't
this. There's a
think-
lot to play for,
I don't
folks.
think the Cowboys are going to lose to the Commanders, so pretty much guaranteeing that win. This game is big.
Could the Giants play spoiler?
Is Jalen Hurts going to be back?
Wait, didn't, no, forget it. But didn't the Giants lose to someone that they shouldn't have lost to recently? No?
Oh, Lions? That was a while ago.
Oh, a while ago?
And the Lions have proved themselves.
Well,
They
anyway.
should have lost to them.
Yeah. All right, so he got Eagles-Giants. Now that we know this game does mean something.
So, is Jalen Hurts going to be back? I think it comes down to that. I think Dayball, I'm going to have to go Giants again, yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Giants love to play spoiler.
Yep.
Something we know a lot about being Pats fans.
Yep, and I think the Giants are going to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to...
And knock the Eagles into a wild card spot.
And they're going to knock the Eagles into a wild card spot. And they're
Wow.
and I think...
Assuming you pick the Cowboys over the Commanders, but yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna... It's just hard to hold that one in. But
Yeah.
I gotta pick... I've got to go Giants, and I think it's going to be... I think the Giants win. It's going to be an ugly defensive game, like historic game,
Is
because
it going to be Minshew or Hurts, you think?
Minshew.
Minshew.
I don't think they would lose if they had Hurts. I think Minshew's going to have this ugly defensive game. I think he'll throw like 3 picks. He's been not good at all. They just lost to the Saints. It's pretty bad. So I think the Giants win it maybe 17-16. I think by a last-second touchdown, Giants pull, and then still Eagles control most of the game. Even though the Giants have a great game, but Eagles have the lead, and then the Giants are able to get the points to win it at the end.
Eagles have been slipping lately, but hopefully they'll get healthy by the playoffs. And I agree. I think the Giants could play spoiler here. I'm gonna go Giants 23, Eagles 20.
All right, next up we got the Cowboys and the Commanders, and the Commanders are like playing the backup team. It's obvious who I'm gonna pick, but think about this: are the Cowboys gonna sit everyone after the first quarter?
If they're playing for if they're playing for that division title, I think that they're gonna come out and play.
I'd say they're gonna come out to play for like one quarter, but they're gonna have like a 23-0 lead after the first quarter, 21-0 lead, and I think they'll wind up winning. It's like 40-3.
Whoa, Cowboys?
No, Commanders.
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding.
So wait, you got Cowboys winning 40-3?
Yeah.
Yikes on Munga. That sounds ugly. I don't see it being quite so ugly. The Commanders still have a decent team.
Well,
yeah, but Heineke's gone, and now it's Wentz.
Wentz is gone.
Then Wentz is gone.
Wentz
Who's
got
starting?
Injured. Howell, Sam
Howell?
I think he was drafted this year, but
Howell, the professor?
I don't know.
Professor from Gilligan's Island?
Obviously, the Commanders are
no,
not...
Mr. Howell was the old guy.
Obviously, the Commanders are not as good without Heineke, so...
Yeah, I agree.
And they should start Heineke next year. They should make Heineke the starting quarterback.
Kind of silly to go to Wentz.
Because you notice they started losing again once they put Wentz.
They were on a good run with Heineke. They should never have benched him. I agree. There's no way the Cowboys are losing this game. I don't see all that scoring. In fact, if they do start scoring, like you said, I think they're going to bench everyone. But the Commanders have that, what's his name? The defensive guy, Young?
He's out.
Oh, he's out?
Yeah.
Well, we'll scratch that. Either way, I'm going Cowboys 24, Commanders 13.
Okay.
Chargers, Broncos. Chargers are in the playoffs for the first time in years. That's exciting for Chargers fans.
I think the Chargers are going to sit everyone, because at this point the Ravens would have lost to the Bengals, and I think they already have that 5th seed clinched, so
yeah.
They're going to sit everyone, and they're still going to score all these points because the Broncos are so bad. I'm going to say,
the Broncos gave
30.
whoever they played a run for their money last week, though.
Did they?
Didn't they play the Packers?
Oh, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah, and there was a close game.
Yeah, well, that's the only team they've had a close game with all year. I think I'm still sticking with my score. I'm going to say Broncos get four field goals. I'm going to say Chargers 31 to the Broncos 12. Pretty bad.
I'm going bold. I think the Chargers do rest everyone, and I think the Broncos find a way to win this game. Trying to send this season out on a high note, even though they don't deserve to.
They lost to the
Russell Wilson
Rams.
shows up somehow, and the Chargers just don't get much going. I'm going to go Broncos 24,
Really
Chargers 14. Yeah, I don't know why, but just a gut.
Broncos, I don't think
It's just a gut feeling. What can I say?
Broncos scored the most points they scored all year last week, I think.
And that was what, like 6?
No, that was like 24.
Oh, wow. All right, well, who knows? Maybe they'll build on that. The Seahawks are hosting the world champion, last year's world champion, Rams.
This is where it starts.
Seahawks are playing for the playoffs as well.
If the Seahawks win, then they got to root against the Packers. Because if the Packers win, they're out. If the Seahawks win, then the Lions are eliminated, no matter what. So, I think the Rams...
Even if the Lions lose? Even if the Lions beat the Packers?
Yeah.
Really?
Because they beat the Lions, and they would have the same record at 9-8.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
only the 7th seed.
Oh, wow.
So the Lions...
But boy, did the Rams look good last week, didn't they?
Yeah, I think...
Although...
No, they did.
They lost
to the Chargers.
They lost to the Chargers.
They didn't look that good, but
Maybe I'm thinking of the week before.
I think the Rams could...
Yeah, but as against the Broncos.
I think the Rams D can come up, and I think they can pull out the victory. I think the Rams are going to win this game, and I think they're going to win it 16-13 in a deep overtime game.
16-13 in overtime, wow.
Yeah, I think this game will go to 30 seconds left in overtime. Go down right to the end, almost a tie, but...
I'm going to go... I kind of want to see the Rams take this one too, but I'm going to go Seahawks here, 17-14 in overtime. Cardinals, 49ers.
49ers.
In San Fran.
Niners are playing for the 1 seed, and the Cardinals
Stink.
stink. Yeah, pretty much, right? The
Oh,
Cats
look
are
at the Cats are
interesting.
together.
But I'm gonna say Niners here.
Niners, yeah.
And I
agree.
think it won't score as many points as people will expect, but still
Yeah.
do pretty good. I think not many points will be 27 to
27.
yeah to 9.
27 and 9.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it might even be less. I'm thinking Niners 16 to the Cardinals 3.
Okay, pretty reasonable.
And I think that once there's points on the board, they start to rest guys. And
Yeah.
there you go. And then
Yeah,
a game
think of
that
that.
does have a lot of meaning. Sunday at 8 o'clock, the last game of the season. The Lions at 8-8 go to Lambeau to take on the Packers, also at 8-8. Both teams fighting for the playoffs.
I think this game's
But
going
you're saying that if the Seahawks win, then the Lions got nothing to play for?
yeah, but I think
Wow. That
I
would
think
stink
this
for them.
is me going with my prediction saying the Lions would lose. No, the Seahawks would lose. So I'm going this game going into overtime, and the crazy thing is also if it's a tie, the Lions would be in if the Seahawks lost. That's the crazy thing because the Lions beat the Packers earlier this year. So I think it'll go down right to the end. I think there will be a winner. It'll be a lot like last year's final game, Raiders Chargers. I think it'll be that good, really. I think Jared Goff will have a great game, but Aaron Rodgers, of course, is going to pull on Aaron Rodgers' miracle.
He's
and
going to pull it out of his butt.
get his team to the playoffs, and I think they're going to win it
I think they're gonna win it too.
30-27 in
Wow,
overtime.
that would be something. I would love it. I would love nothing more. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers have somehow won 4 in a row. Their defense and special teams has looked awesome last week, right?
Yeah.
And he's pulling it out of his hat. He's just like, it's like he's a magician. He's like, how the hell does he do this? And I think he's going to continue, and he's going to do it again. And I think that the Packers are going to win in overtime, 31-28.
All right.
I went up to you again.
Oh, I didn't
On
even
both.
notice.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, one more prediction
One more prediction
for this week, and then we'll be done. But who's gonna win the MVP?
of the season.
Yeah.
I think it's got to go to Mahomes.
Yeah,
I think he's a lock.
Mahomes had a better year last year, but they're gonna give it to him because no one else is as good.
Yeah.
No one else is doing as good.
I think it's a lock for Mahomes.
It should be Burrow, but Burrow has had a much better season than Mahomes. So has Allen, but Mahomes' stats are the highest, and that's what
That's a
matters.
factor,
That's why
yeah.
Rodgers has gotten the last few years, and Brady somehow second in stats, crazily.
This
But,
year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his win-loss record is
Yeah.
8-8, right? 7-8, something like that.
Yes.
8-8.
8-8.
8-8.
8-8.
8-8.
Now it's 8-8. But yeah. So
So the next
Mahomes-
time you'll see us, so Mahomes, I think we can see the consensus is Mahomes, and the next time you see us is the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Hope you guys enjoyed
Playoffs.
this
We do. We
video.
hope you guys enjoyed.
And
Thank you
we'll
as always.
See you guys
Bye.
next time. Bye. Go Pats.